Part 3, guys. Just to Mari Films and Artist in Recovery. Mr. Mari and Mr. Daryl P. Shall we continue with the belly aching? Telling about how I felt about the suicide. How I wasn't able to talk to the. Oh, I discovered, Daryl. My therapist can't see YouTube on some of the media platforms she's been using, so she can't see these damn things. No matter how many times I keep trying to send her, telling her what the hell's going on. But shall we talk to the kid? There had been days. There had been days I wanted to kill myself. There had been days I wanted to just say forget it. I tried to explain in the other video to Daryl, you, and Mr. Mari about what was going on. You worried about the kids of your age killing themselves. Well, hell, the adults would do the same damn shit too. Said before on my channel, I deal with diary, I deal with grief, mourning, even suicide if I have to, politics, or anything else that pops into my head. I'll talk about them. I'll say something about a diary Diary of the Griever named John Weaver. That's me. To me, that's a flag for talking about grieving, mourning, suicide, and anything else regarding mental health. But if I'm going to be doing like zombie stuff, I'm going to be doing the politics of the day that's screwing people over left and right one way or another. Welcome to life. So we're going to be still doing and touching on the diary of the griever named John Weaver, which is me. It's never easy, Mari. And Daryl, it's never easy for both of us. Touching that topic there. Because that topic will nail our asses on this one. Guys, how do we deal with death? How do we deal with the concept that we're choosing that level? We're choosing that last final pathway that seems inevitable. We all know that on this earth we have a short lifespan. We have a short time on this planet. We're supposed to live as if you've only got one life, and you do. But sometimes it may be extended for whatever reasons. I know, you live only once. That's the yellow thing in it. YOLO. And because of that, we keep ourselves constantly busy, don't we? Mari makes a point. Mari makes a point about how people are focused on material. They're not focused on the immaterial. But you'll hear people talking about the immaterial all the damn time. The preachers, evangelists, pastors, people on the street who think they're closer to God and therefore they gotta push it down people's throats left and right. Trust me on that one. Seen it too many damn times in my life. Almost gone through it myself too. But I never bothered to push that shit down people's throats in the first place. I know what it's like on the other side. I know the process. I don't recommend it to anybody just yet. I suggest that you still live life. Even if you happen to enjoy a few hours of sleep, enjoy it. Enjoy it. You wake up in the morning and you deal with an aching body sometimes. That's also old farts here. I'm not quite sure about you, Daryl. You're more active than I am. We both wake up in the morning. We're both groaning and moaning sometimes. And we're looking at life, and either we're looking at life like, oh my God, what the hell are we doing to ourselves? Or else we're going to be thinking, thank you, God, we're still alive another day, and let's get on with it. I still got to get more in contact with my own higher power, just to keep them up to speed. Suicide isn't painless. Dear LP and Mr. Murray, may I introduce you to the theme of the 1970 film MASH. Yeah, it has to be, dude. I heard those thoughts, dude. I'm gonna have to do a copyright thing on my channel here on this one. A long time ago, the guy who made this theme, he was a kid trying to think of a song to sing for this one. So this is going to be off the movie MASH.
That suicide is painless. It brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I please. The game of life is hard to play. I'm gonna lose it anyway. The losing card I'll someday lay. So this is all I have to say. Suicide is painless. Suicide. It brings on many changes.
Johnny Mandel.
And I can take or leave it if I please. The sword of time will pierce our skin. It doesn't hurt when it begins, but as it works its way on in, the pain grows stronger, watch it grin. Suicide is painless. It brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I please. A brave man once requested me to answer questions that are key. Is it to be or not to be? And I replied, oh, why ask me? Suicide is painless. It brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I please. And you can do the same thing if you
Kind of hard to listen to sometimes. Let me give you a little bit of a personal background on this one. 1970s, they were talking about when they were making this movie. They wanted to do something about the Vietnam War back in the 1970s, but instead they had to switch it to the Korean War to make an analogy of the Vietnam War. And where they filmed it from was an area I used to call home. Daryl knows he's gonna listen to this one. It's like, oh my god, he's gonna do it again. Yeah, time to initiate the newest convert in our coven here. Dear class, if you would go to your web browsers and go to the search engines there says type in maps.google.com. Open your hymnals to the map program. In my case, I just have to type in maps because I've already got the damn cookies in there. Okay, in my essence, you're going to be looking at whatever kind of opening pages that you use for Google Maps. So, Daryl, you know where I'm going from. San Fernando Valley, home sweet home. So, if you would kindly type out Mr. Maury, San Fernando Valley, comma, California, or just CA works. Unless you've already been there too many times and you already know the place by heart. And so does your browser and your cookies in there. And I would suggest if you hit in the satellite layer, home sweet home, somewhere in the Malibu Canyon area, on the southwest quadrant of the San Fernando Valley, and the mountainsides of the Santa Monica's there. When you were watching the film, or at least the television series of MASH, of where they were filming that, set got burned down decades ago because of the fires we've had in the areas for so many decades in this place. I mean, just one area after another, and just torch. So some of the remains of it still hangs out there in the Malibu Canyon. Every time I kept seeing the mountainsides out there, it just hit me hard as hell on that. Because it was home. Remember I kept telling you, Mari, concerning about the term family? Also used the term home. I grew up in the San Fernando Valley most of my life. Moved out there with my family from Huntington Park back in '68. We lived out there since 2005 and had to move out. Rent, astronomical. Housing, long wait, unavailable. We moved to the Antelope Valley. Reasons on that one, many videos. However, just to put it out there, just to say it, I lived there for 38 years. This was home. A lot of changes have made to the valley that still confuse the crap out of me. But this was home. So every time I keep seeing it, every time I keep seeing those things happening, it just drives me nuts. I have an earmarked in here for the Paramount Ranch. And out in the Paramount Ranch is where MASH was used. Very few remnants of that series is in there. But they would show it of how this place hit home. And how it still kicks my ass every time I keep seeing this place. It still does. Mari, I don't know if you've ever had a feeling of nostalgia where you want to cry just because you look at an area that you remember it for so long in your family history. You haven't developed, you're too damn young to develop that one, but you would feel the longing. You would feel that when you move from place to place. You would feel it. That sense of, why the hell am I here in the first place? It's because you had to be. I'm a renter. Bounced from place to place in my life, so I didn't have anything permanent. Even if I thought it was going to be a long-term rental, it was going to be permanent. It wasn't. Things like this would put me into that dark, depressing place sometimes, where everything else seems to be hopeless. And you just feel like you want to live back in the past again by killing yourselves and relive it throughout eternity. It's a vicious thing to go through. Tears your ass apart, tears your mentality apart. You can't think straight or anything. You're lost in a emotional hurricane that there's no way out of it except to blindly go through the damn shit in the first place. Or let alone a dust devil. Watching this stuff. The older I get, the worse it's getting. I'm becoming more closer to the old age of how they're thinking and how they're feeling sometimes. That they still either like life or they want to get rid of it. Shed the mortal coil. You figure that them people doesn't get you because they don't understand what you're going through. How could they? Everything's jumbled in the head, everything's jumbled in the heart, so nothing makes sense. Welcome to our nightmare, my friend. Welcome to it. Suicide is hard to go through because we can't define the damn thing. But here's the thing, Mari. Once we define it, it loses its power because its power is confusion. The land of confusion. The land of confusion. Phil Collins, save me. Sing it to me, sir. If I can get past the damn commercials on YouTube. Nah, I don't think I want that particular one in the first place. That's not the video I wanted in the first place. No, what I wanted to understand was... Alright, Genesis, sing it to me. When I heard about his health conditions, I gotta broke my heart right there because this guy was singing in my generation. I grew up on a line of confusion and listening to Genesis, listening to Phil Collins, man. This guy was talking. This guy was talking to us. Listening to the lyrics and listening to the themes about what we're experiencing those days, man. 70s music I grew up under, 80s music I grew up under, 90s I've edged out on. Didn't understand what the hell was going on. After that, when there was all this R&B and rap crap going on, it just said forget it. No, the music that we actually had, that was my generation. That was my time. That was my understanding what was going on. And comparing to right now, oh, you need a little Phil Collins in your soul there, guys. You really do. So, ending this one on a better note instead of thinking, oh, we're so damn depressed about what the hell is going on now. What do I do? What do we do? Mari, what do we do? Well, you seem to be having a head on your shoulders at this point. You're doing the videos like crazy. You're trying to get your thoughts and feelings out there. And some people are picking up on you for the past few years. So now they're trying to understand you. We live. We try to survive, but we live. We'll wake up in the morning, despite if our bodies are still groaning from something. We breathe a sigh of relief. We're back from the land of dreams. That we wish we could have stayed there, but now we deal with reality as is. And I am not going to do "It's a Wonderful World" in this one here. I am not going to drive that point off. I'll just leave it with the Phil Collins. And we have to do some editing in my comments so I can include both MASH, but also Phil Collins. Because sometimes I feel these particular pieces of music in time and space are relative to us right now. It's relative to our thinking, it's relative to our feeling, despite the fact that we want to just upchuck everything and just say screw it and just that's it, disappear off the face of the earth. No, because I know I'm not done with this place yet. If you guys been watching my videos, you know I'm struggling through college. I think I got a college bag over there that says Antelope Valley College. I'm 58 years old. I've been in there for about 8 to 9 years, two classes at a time. Even during the COVID nightmare and taking some time off sometimes. But what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to live sometimes a minute at a time and other times a day at a time if I'm lucky. But I'm trying to live. I'm trying to deal. I'm trying to survive. And at one time, when my brother was serving in the military, that was him. Navy SEALs. God bless him. God rest his soul. All right. Enough of me belly aching. It's almost 4 o'clock. I should be back in bed trying to catch another hour or two of sleep, and then hear the rest of the political ring. Right, I'm avoiding these guys right now. I'm avoiding these guys in the politics. They're gonna go. Look what happened over here. Look what happened over here in the State of the Union address. Ah! Later.